Hi, I'm Jamie.
And I'm Laura. Welcome to the Chasing Bunnies podcast, where we are chasing bunnies straight down the rabbit hole.
We're a brand new podcast that will attempt to bring you the lighter side of sometimes darker subjects.
So if you like conspiracy theories, we've got you covered.
Today's topic is, what's your favorite conspiracy theory? We're just going to discuss a little bit about the kinds of conspiracy theories that we like and what we would like to see covered in our podcast.
Okay, so one of my favorite conspiracy theories involves Kurt Cobain's suicide. Many people think that he did not commit suicide, but was in fact murdered. And one of the people who think that is the detective Tom Grant, who was hired by Courtney Love to investigate his whereabouts before his death. And through his investigation, Tom Grant came to be convinced that Courtney Love was somehow involved in the death of her husband. And there's a fascinating documentary from 2015 called Soaked
We're not doing the show right now, Laura. We are just giving a synopsis.
Okay, so I'm going to suggest that anyone who is interested in this topic might want to watch Soaked in Bleach, because it's fascinating. Lays out the evidence that Mr. Grant has. He also has a website that lays out the evidence as well.
Already our personalities are emerging. I'm bossy and you keep going. Okay, so one of my favorite conspiracies also involves a celebrity. His name is Mr. Keanu Reeves. Did you know that some people think that Keanu Reeves is immortal? And not that I disagree, but
I don't know if I definitely have never heard that, and I don't know if I agree with that, but I could get on board with that. I like me some Keanu.
Yeah, definitely. But he's not the only actor that they think is immortal. But basically what has happened is they found pictures of different actors. But
Nicolas Cage.
From different eras. Not errors. That would be what I just did. But eras in which they supposedly lived, and they think that that a number of celebrities, not just Keanu Reeves, but Keanu Reeves sticks out because he's like my favorite of the celebrities that they think this of. Did that even make sense? That they think this of.
Yes, that makes sense. Makes sense. One of my favorites are conspiracy theories related to the moon, and there are a whole variety of them. The first one that most people probably think about is the fact that many people believe that we did not land on the moon back in the 60s when we supposedly said that we did, but it was actually a staged production by Hollywood, and it was, done in a movie studio. Also,
Nazis on the moon.
Nazis on the moon, which you were telling me about. I had never heard of that, which...
The moon is hollow. That's another one.
And the moon doesn't exist has to be my absolute favorite because it is absolutely insane. A lot of people, I just found this out, they don't believe that the moon exists. They think it's a hologram, a hoax perpetuated by our government. Can you imagine that?
Imagine that. Which leads us to another celestial body in that... people think that the earth is flat and that the earth is hollow. And
the earth is flat, like some people's intellects. because that is wackadoo. Oh, am I expressing an opinion on this already?
You are not supposed to express opinions. We don't give opinions yet.
Without even researching it, I'm giving my opinion.
Donald Trump. You are acting like Donald Trump.
I'm so hurt.
Except for he's supposed to know the things that he's talking about. At least, well, I guess you're supposed to know the things you're talking about.
I don't think you have ever insulted me worse than to say that I'm acting like Donald Trump. Wow.
You got to at least research and find out first, right?
But speaking of wackadoo government stuff, another thing that I find absolutely interesting is the MK Ultra conspiracy theory. And it's actually based on fact. But there's a variety of different theories that have grown out of this. The MK Ultra was, a CIA sponsored project where they did research on human behavior, giving people drugs like LSD and so on. And there have been links to a variety of different kinds of events that happened in the 70s and 80s related to that, including the suicides at Jonestown.
There are a number of conspiracies that I'm not really sure about, and that there are lots of conspiracies about one person being another, like Barack Obama was simultaneously Barack Obama and Osama bin Laden.
Okay.
Mark Dice is actually River Phoenix. Alex Jones is Bill Hicks. Wanted to touch on them, but I'm just going to bypass those.
I don't know about any of those other theories, but Bill Hicks has got to be insulted.
I would be. But the thing that I find most interesting is the weather conspiracies, that the government can control the weather, which would totally make sense this year, being that it's still snowing and it's like halfway through spring, and Donald Trump is trying so hard to deny climate science that it makes sense that he would think snowing on into spring would be so.
Proof that there is no global warming?
Correct.
Oh, okay.
Do you get what I'm saying?
I do.
If there was a machine that could control the weather and it was up to our government.
Could use his little hands to operate that machine.
Correct. If that were true, and when they get into office, they learn all these state secrets, and there's a weather machine that can make weather, Donald Trump would have it in his head to think that if he just made it snow into the middle of April, everyone would think that global warming was a hoax. So I actually am pretty fascinated by that, and it may be one of my topics.
Okay.
So what else?
Chemtrails is kind of interesting. The fact that people think that that jets have been leaking chemicals down on people for all these years as they fly through the air, instead of it just being, waste or whatever, or water particles as it is, that's kind of interesting to me.
Yeah, I get that. But that wouldn't be any, there's good proof that our government in the past has been willing to spray its citizens with chemicals, so it's not like it would be and it wouldn't be that far out of the realm of possibility in my mind anyway. But
it's always fascinating to me, celebrities that are supposed to be dead but are not dead. Elvis, Tupac, there's a long list
Andy
of them.
Kaufman.
Yes.
Or alternatively, people who are alive who died. There is a theory that Eminem died. There's a theory that...
Oh, yeah, because he doesn't look anything like he used to.
Correct.
Yeah.
Anyway, there's a theory that Stephen Hawking died and was replaced by a doppelganger. So there's lots of theories that people died or didn't die, who are dead or wasn't. I'm so confused.
Maybe it's that lizard brain of yours.
Correct.
So that's another theory.
Yes.
Lizard people.
Yes. And that is actually a topic of one of our first podcasts, so tune in for that.
As is Elvis.
So yeah, there's lots of... Oh, we didn't even touch on like the criminal conspiracies, like someone other than Lee Harvey Oswald
Killing JFK.
Or the 9/11 was a
government
government by the way.
How about the secret agencies?
Yes.
The Bilderberg Group, the Masons, the
Obama shadow government,
the Illuminati.
Yes. So those are some of them.
I have to admit, anytime I see something that is about the Illuminati, whether it's a television show or a podcast or whatever, I am going to listen. That's just endlessly fascinating to me. Also, the Bilderberg Group, because there's so many powerful politicians and legislatures and just a lot of people
and
with a lot of influence in our society that are part of the Bilderberg Group.
What's the group that meets in the Grove in California? They do the cremation of care ceremony.
I don't remember. I'll remember that one.
Something Grove, damn it. Orange Grove? I don't know. I'm sure we'll hear about it.
I'm sure that people that are deeper into the conspiracy theories than we are will be on our shit about it. But listen, we are fascinated by conspiracy theories, but we're by no means experts, because if we were experts, then we would be conspiracy theorists, and we're not.
No, we just make jokes about them.
Yeah. And we wanted to do something that would keep our interest and that we could learn from, and that we could learn from you guys from. So we would love to hear your input and hear what kinds of ideas you would have about what you would want us to...
The Mandela effect. I forgot to mention the Mandela effect. It's my favorite conspiracy theory.
I'm so sorry.
So I think that you have a pretty good idea of the things that we're interested in, and we're interested in knowing what you're interested in. The Facebook page is Chasing Bunnies Podcast. The Twitter account is... I'm burping into the mic.
All right, Georgia.
The Twitter account is...
So now I guess we know who our characters are now. If you're a Georgia or a Karen, you're a Georgia.
I'm Elvis. I always want a cookie.
She's telling the truth. I don't even like cookies. Sorry, Elvis.
Anyway, find us on social media. Facebook, Chasing Bunnies Podcast. Twitter, Chase Bunnies. Chase Bunnies Pod. Twitter's Chase Bunnies Pod. At Chase Bunnies Pod.